Last of Us 2 is my favorite game. When it comes to visuals and gameplay, I adore this experience as much as anyone else should, and when it comes to story, I love that too. That might come off surprising considering this has been the most divisive game in the last few years, but it doesn't stop me from having my own opinion about it, and that is that the story is one of the best stories I've ever experienced in my life so far. The Last of Us 2 is the most realistic, depressing game I've ever played. Consequences aren't afraid to come in after doing what you think is right in a state of anger and grief. This game shows that there is reasoning to almost everything you may think is plain evil. Whether they enjoy doing what they do, or what they tackle is lost in the hands of their opponent. In an apocalypse like The Last of Us, there is no right or wrong side, and everyone is dealing with their misery as well. Seeing someone who murdered someone close to you as a one-sided killer is easy to fall into after being blinded by the love and care they gave you. But that doesn't mean torturing that specific person to death after they saved you from a horde years after the incident in front of a visibly hurt friend or daughter figure. Neither of these two are evil, but are ablaze by rage and choose to gain the satisfaction of revenge, so they both lead down their own destructive paths, only for one to make it out, and one to break it for good. Both of these characters had lives, but once one of them made a move, they had triggered a set of events by revenge. In the end, they are saved by their enemy for the same reason, revenge, only for that other person to lose everything in the process. Neither of them handled their strong emotion correctly, but meanwhile it was happening, in both of their minds, they were. The Last of Us 2 is my favorite game ever. The message of it is not revenge but forgiveness. Ellie doesn't get the chance to forgive Joel for doing what had begun this all, because what had begun this all didn't give her the chance. Ellie forgives Abby and doesn't kill her because she knows Joel would want that. Joel would know that he deserves this as much as he tried to lie and put this all behind. There would have to come the day of consequence. Everything Ellie had done up to this point didn't matter anymore, as she finally realized that this could have all been ended, but she dragged it on. And her losing her perfect life, her fingers to play the guitar to remind her of her father figure, everything was because of her, because of revenge. And she realizes that at the end, and she walks into the distance with nothing but ready to start a new life, to move on from Joel.